It's another Q&A edition of Optimal Health Daily, episode 1029, and I'm Dr. Neil, your host of the show. Welcome back to another Friday show where you ask a question and I answer them. We are now taking email questions. So if you prefer to have me read your question instead of leaving us a voicemail, you can send it to us via email to health@oldpodcast.com. Again, that's health@oldpodcast.com. And on all the other days, I read health and fitness blogs to you like an audiobook with permission from the authors, of course. Now, my goal for these Q&As are to make sure that you hear the truth. Once in a while, I share my experiences, what we call anecdotal evidence, but most of the time, I like to talk about what the research says is truly going on. And sometimes what the research says goes against what we thought we knew, and that's okay. To quote the wise Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones, a wise man once said that you should never believe a thing simply because you want to believe it. And with that, let's finally get to today's question as we optimize your life. Now, this is actually one of our first emailed questions, so I'm actually going to read the question to you this time around. This question comes from Gina from Louisville, Kentucky. My question is about collagen peptide nutritional supplements. My question is pretty straightforward. Should I be taking these on a daily basis? I'm 52, active, but managing arthritis in one hip from years of running marathons. What are the best collagen supplements to use? Thank you and love your podcasts. Notice I had to read that last part to you. Thank you for your question, Gina, and thank you for listening to all of our shows. First of all, much respect for running not just one marathon, but multiple marathons. I am such a terrible long-distance runner that performing a 5K is exhausting to me. And I played soccer for 7 years. Go figure. So the fact that you can run 26.2 miles without stopping is amazing to me. And the fact that you've done it multiple times is even more amazing. And as you mentioned, unfortunately, that intense level of activity can take its toll on the body and can lead to some unintended health consequences like joint pain and joint inflammation. So let's talk about what we can do about it. Gina, you asked specifically about whether collagen peptide supplements can help ease some of the pain you're experiencing due to arthritis in your hip. You'll sometimes hear joint pain, joint inflammation, and arthritis used synonymously. That's because they are all referring to the same idea, that there is some inflammation in that area of the body, and that inflammation can lead to pain and stiffness. While these terms basically refer to the same concept, the causes of the pain and inflammation can differ. Arthritis can be caused by another underlying condition, like lupus, or it could be caused by an infection, or simply years of wear and tear. Gina, in your case, it sounds like wear and tear are the most likely causes, but I have to mention that if you haven't had your hip pain evaluated by a health professional, please do so. So, assuming that the pain you're experiencing is caused by wear and tear and not some other underlying condition, we can now see whether supplementing with collagen peptide would be helpful. Like I recommend for any new health behavior, we first need to ask ourselves these questions. 1. Based on the research, does this work to improve my condition? 2. Is it safe for most, and for me specifically? Meaning, do the potential benefits outweigh the potential risks? And 3, if the answers are yes, we then need to ask how often and for how long we'll need to take these supplements or perform this behavior. I should mention that collagen is found naturally in the body. It's found in lots of places, but higher quantities of it can be found in the skin and around the joints, like the hip. But inflammation caused by underlying conditions or wear and tear can lead to the collagen degrading. When that collagen degrades, especially around the joints, it may lead to a loss of something called cartilage. Cartilage has a number of functions as well, but one of its main purposes is to reduce friction between joints, like between the hip and the femur. So, without collagen, cartilage can't do its job, which then leads to that pain you're experiencing. So let's first see whether, based on the research, collagen supplements work. The good news is that supplementing with collagen seems to modestly improve joint pain and flexibility. So it may not be a miracle cure, but it may be worth a try. And it seems to be safe for most, provided you purchase a quality product. More on that in a moment. Now, whether or not it's safe for you, Gina, that will need to be determined with your healthcare provider. Most of the collagen supplements found on the market are in the form of collagen peptide. This just means that the supplement manufacturers have broken down the collagen into its basic form so it's easily absorbed by the body. Supplementing with 40 milligrams per day for a minimum of 3 months seems to provide the most benefit. Now, according to one of my favorite websites, consumerlab.com, which is an independent company that tests for the quality and purity of supplements sold on the market, they found that Healthy Origin's natural UC2 meets quality and purity standards while providing that 40 milligram dose. So the bottom line is that supplementing with 40 milligrams of collagen peptide per day for a minimum of 3 months appears to be safe and may provide some modest relief. The specific product that consumerlab.com recommends is Healthy Origin's natural UC2. But as always, check with your healthcare provider to be sure it's right for you. Best of luck, Gina, and I'm sending you healing thoughts. And again, thank you for the question. You're going to be entered into a very small raffle every month to win a book. And if you want to be in the raffle, send me a question. You can now email your question to health@oldpodcast.com. Or you can still do it the old way and send me an audio question through oldpodcast.com/ask. Or you can call in your audio question. The number is 61 I love OHD. All right, that'll do it for another Q&A. Thank you so much for listening every day and all the way through. I hope you have a wonderful start to your weekend, and I'll see you back here tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.